Sydney's saltwater history is alive and well, symbolised by the preservation of some of our most treasured harbour ferries. The Kanangra, more than 100 years old, is now in the tender care of a dedicated task force of ferry tragics.
If you took a trip on Sydney Harbour in the 20th century, chances are you've been on the Kanangra.
Anybody that travelled, up until the mid-1980s would have travelled on ferries, would have travelled on or had a weekend run to the zoo.
These days, the icon of the saltwater commute is showing her age. The mission now to restore the K-class vessel to its former glory. At risk of sinking, the dilapidated ferry was towed to the Garden Island dry dock early on Tuesday before being taken out of the water fixed to a barge. Refloated this morning before two tugboats assisted in the journey across the harbour. The old girl flanked by a flotilla of friends and fans. The vessel first began operating on Sydney Harbour in 1912, even before the harbour bridge was built. It carried passengers up until 1984, making it the city's oldest surviving ferry. 2 nautical miles later, the barge squeezed past the Glebe Island Bridge to its base at the Sydney Heritage Fleet Shipyard at Rozelle Bay.
32 years since she was last out of the water, and I can't describe to you the emotion of what's going on inside of here at the moment.
Up close, it's clear there is a mountain of work ahead.
We've got to put a new hull on this vessel, and that's a very considerable amount of work.
Both the interior and exterior will be repaired by 70 volunteers relying on donated money.
I have been here for 2 years now volunteering, doing the woodwork on the upper part of the ship. Now we can get to work on the hull.
For a vessel etched in maritime history, there is a very fitting completion date in sight.
I want her under the Sydney Harbour Bridge for the bridge's centenary, which is, as we know, just happened the 90th birthday, so we've got 10 years.
James Wilson, 9 News.